I'm Richard Taylor and I'm a member of the team at my society's freedom of information website, WhatDoTheyKnow.com. Now, freedom of information is the law which compels public bodies to release information when a member of the public asks them to do so. As long as a request for information is asking for material which isn't subject to a number of exemptions, which cover things like personal information, information prejudicial to national security, and as long as the request won't cost too much to deal with, the public body is compelled by law to supply the information requested. Now, I think that this law really empowers people. I'm here on Jesus Green in central Cambridge, and a number of people with an interest in what goes on in this space have been able to use the freedom of information law and WhatDoTheyKnow.com to inform themselves about proposals. For example, skaters who use the skate facility behind me have been able to ask the council about money which has been received from developers in lieu of providing facilities on their new development sites, and they've discovered that there might be £60,000 or so which could be spent refurbishing facilities on this space. Last year the council was proposing to use national lottery money to pave over various areas of this green space, and a local campaign group was able to use What Do They Know to request details of correspondence between the local council and the lottery, and they were able to use that in their campaign against the proposals. I've personally been able to use freedom of information and What Do They Know to request information from the council about how they make decisions about proposed tree works in this area, and I've also asked them to release details of a secret stakeholder meeting which they've been holding with select groups. Now, through that I've been able to learn what they've been saying about the rather desolate state of the playground, and I've also been able to discover that some university students are actually interested in the upkeep of this area, and they're prepared later on this year to help clean out the ditch. So there's so freedom of information has really helped local residents understand what's going on here on this green space in central Cambridge. What Do They Know aims to make it easy for people to make freedom of information requests. One thing we do is we hold a database of over 3,000 public authorities, public bodies, and we hold their freedom of information contact details. So all somebody needs to do if they want to make a freedom of information request is come to our site, search for the public body, click on make a freedom of information request, and then actually what we do at that stage is we prompt somebody who's considering making a freedom of information request to check that the information they're seeking isn't already publicly available. They can't already find it by doing a Google search, and it's not already on the public body's website. If it's not, what we advise them to do is just very succinctly and precisely describe the information which they are seeking. Now, the best freedom of information requests don't include any extraneous information, don't include too much details of your point of view or what it is you're trying to do with the information. They're just a simple description of the information which you want to have released. Now, what Do They Know then does is it sends the request off to the public body, and then it ensures that the request, the correspondence and the response are made available publicly online for anybody to read. So not only do you get the benefit of having the information yourself personally, but anyone else is there so that anybody else looking for it can find it, and that might well prevent the authority from having to respond to lots of individual requests for the same information. For those making freedom of information requests, What Do They Know helps in other ways too. It helps people keep track of their freedom of information requests. It prompts you when a freedom of information request is overdue, and it gives some suggestions on what you can do if you are unhappy with the way that your freedom of information request is being handled by a public body. And we've also got a team of people behind What Do They Know who users can get in touch with via the site to provide advice. Now, as well as running the What Do They Know website, what we do is we campaign for improvements to freedom of information law. We think there are a number of loopholes in the Freedom of Information Act in its current form. For example, there is no time limit on the public interest test, which is involved in many requests, and this provides an opportunity for public bodies to delay responding to requests. We think that the freedom of information law should encompass more public bodies. There are lots of bodies with substantial public responsibilities which are not currently covered by the Act. An example is the Association of Chief Police Officers. Others include those bodies which are responsible for controlling access to various professions. And we'd also like to see libel law reformed so that it doesn't hinder us in what we're doing in trying to create a freedom of information repository. Now, freedom of information isn't all about legislation and people making requests. It's also about a culture of openness and transparency. And I think that freedom of information culture is, well, it's taking its time to embed itself in our public institutions in the UK. I think that is happening slowly. And what I hope is that over time, what we'll see more and more information published proactively by public bodies, and people will have to request less and less. Now, so far I've been talking about openness and empowerment and inclusivity as some of the benefits of freedom of information. I think there are other benefits of making it easy for people to use freedom of information too. I think public servants are going to become more aware, or already more aware, that those who employ them, those who pay for them, are essentially looking over their shoulders. And I think this is a good thing. I think it deters corruption. And those tempted by fraud or malpractice will be more aware that they're likely to be found out. So, as well as helping to ensure a proper balance between the individual and the state, there are benefits there too. It also helps people hold those in power to account, be they elected officials, elected representatives, or public officials. And I think that freedom of information also has the potential to bring wider commercial and economic benefits, as information previously held tightly within public bodies becomes available to all. What it might do is help us get better value for public money, which is something which the public sector in this country desperately needs at the moment. Thank you.